Saturday afternoon story. Yes, it's past the morning time. Busy day, but still not too busy to read a book. I hope you got a lot accomplished today, even if it was rest. We're going to read about Teachers Going to Work by Julie Murray. Woo! I was talking to a teacher recently, and we were talking about some teachers who have left the profession or have left schools, and a lot of times some of the students who have just completed student teaching and they get into the field in some of these schools that are very rough, they're like, oh, forget this, oh no. In the first week or the first month, they're like, out, deuces, goodbye. And we were talking about, like, just with so many of these kids, they just need attention, they need love, they need patience, right? And if we give them a chance and invest in them, even though they come with a lot of issues, we'll see that they'll blossom. They're looking for some examples, some strong ones from the adults. And have this here: live, love, teach. You might be called to do that. Well, let's read about going to work as a teacher. A buddy book by Julie Murray. Oh, I don't think we're going to finish all this. Good grief. People at work. Going to work is an important part of life. At work, people use their skills to complete tasks and earn money. There are many different types of workplaces. Schools, factories, and offices are all workplaces. Teachers work in schools. They teach students the skills they need to succeed. This is honorable work. Can you just think of so many pioneer teachers from the migration, how they think about Booker T. Washington, how he was at Hampton, and then he went over to Tuskegee, and so many others, W.E.B. Du Bois, James Weldon Johnson. Yeah, those are pioneers and teachers. And so many women. Ida B. Wells. Come on. The list goes on and on. Formal and informal teachers. Well, lessons learned. Teachers spend money and most of their time in their classrooms. They teach lessons to students. They work with students in large groups and small groups and one-on-one. Teachers help students learn subjects such as math, science, reading. Some teach students many subjects. Others teach only one subject. Teachers also help students learn manners and other life skills. And I would add to that a lot of mental health coping skills, social, emotional strategies, because our students are dealing with so much, as well as the adults. Teachers sometimes use free time at school to plan lessons. Yes, teachers work outside the classroom too. They help at recess and school events. Teachers also work after school or at home. They plan lessons, grade papers, and write report cards. Teachers have conferences with parents and families and grandparents, aunties and uncles, and they meet with other teachers or their principal to collaborate. Teachers and parents meet for a short time at the conferences. They talk about a student's work and ways for he or she to improve. Yeah, it's important that they come together as a team, working together. Teachers work with many people. They mostly work with students. Teachers also work with librarians and principals to plan lessons, and they meet with parents to help students learn. Sometimes teachers have helpers in their classrooms. Parents and other volunteers may help with lessons, activities, and events. Teachers may have more than 25 students to teach at a time. Having classroom helpers makes their work easier. We call those teaching assistants, or SECAs in the Chicago public school system, special education classroom assistants, where some students need one-on-one attention and assistance. College days. To become a teacher, a person must have a college degree. Most teachers have degrees in education. Some teachers also have earned advanced degrees. A lot of them have masters. Many have doctorates. They just love, a lot of them love lifelong learning. College students studying education learn how to plan lessons. They also study different teaching methods. They practice their skills in classrooms. There they work with students and assist teachers. In certain cases, people with work experience or special knowledge can become teachers. They need a college degree, but it doesn't have to be in education. Education students practicing in classrooms are called student teachers. Yeah, it's fun to teach. Were you one of those people who taught their stuffed animals? Right? I remember having a giant chalkboard and it was propped against my bedroom dresser in my childhood home, my pink bedroom, and I would teach my stuffed animals. And I loved to use the chalkboard and eraser and teach math, spelling, and all that. Yeah. Trace back to your childhood, what you love to do. During college, some people take additional classes to teach other subjects. These subjects include special education and physical education. Before being hired, a teacher must get a license from his or her state. There are different licenses for elementary school, middle school, and high school levels. Even after they have their license, teachers continue learning. Many must complete new classes to keep their license, continuing education courses. Don't let your certificate, your license lapse because it costs money and time. PE teachers study exercise and nutrition in college. Teaching tools. Some teachers teach many subjects to the same group of students. They are trained to offer general education. Other teachers teach one subject to different groups of students. They know a lot about the subject. Physical education and art teachers do this in elementary school, but this is most common in middle and high school, having specialization. Elementary school students spend most of their time in one classroom. Middle school and high school often move from classroom to classroom. They take classes from many different teachers. Yeah, to get a nice variety. And students learn in different ways, so teachers teach with many tools. They use books and computers almost every day. Teachers may show movies or websites on the screen. Sometimes they take their classes on special field trips. It's so important to explore and expose students to different settings. Yes. Did you know many young actors and singers do not attend regular school? Instead, they work with private teachers to complete their studies on the set. Yeah, I have a former student who is a big-time celebrity out in California, LA. Her grandmother is with her, and she's working with the big-time actors and actresses. Special needs. Some teachers work with students who have physical or learning challenges, diverse learners. As far as reading, writing, or moving, special education teachers are trained to help them succeed. Tools such as computers help students with special needs take part in class. They just learn in different ways. History lesson. People have been teaching others for thousands of years. One famous teacher is Anne Sullivan. In 1886, she began working with a girl named Helen Keller. Helen needed a special teacher. She could not speak, see, or hear. Anne taught Helen to communicate. She was Helen's teacher until 1904, celebrating her during this Women's History Month. Another one. In the 1880s, Laura Ingalls Wilder was a teacher. She also wrote books about her life. One of her most famous books is Little House in the Prairie. You remember that with Michael Landon? Long ago, few people could afford an education. Public schools were created to make knowledge available to everyone. Their teachers helped students learn basic reading, writing, and math skills. The first U.S. public school is the Boston Latin School. Do you know when it was opened? 1635. In the 1800s, one-room schoolhouses were common. There, one teacher would teach many subjects to students of different ages. In one-room schoolhouses, students learned together. Teachers used blackboards, what I just referred to. I think mine was, I had a blackboard, I had a green board, Many students used small blackboards instead of notebooks. Boy, isn't that fun? Be able to do problems. Gifted workers. Teachers do so many important tasks. They work in schools to help students learn and build skills. Teachers can change lives. Yes, they can. Their work is meaningful and it benefits the community. A teacher's work helps students prepare for the rest of their lives. Think of some of your favorite teachers. Okay. The school news. Around the world, some teachers travel to other countries to teach. Famous author J.K. Rowling taught English to students in Portugal. She lived there in the 1990s. Teachers and presidents. John Adams and Lyndon B. Johnson worked as teachers before becoming U.S. presidents. Just like Danny K. Davis before he was congressman. Shirley Chisholm before she was in Congress. So many others. Arnie Duncan. Well, no, he didn't teach. He was in education. Of course, Brandon Johnson, who's running for mayor. Stacey King, the former alderman of the 4th Ward. So many. Well, John Adams served as president from 1797 to 1801, 4 years. Lyndon Johnson was president from 1963 to 1969. So listen, if you're thinking about education, it's a noble field. It's tough nowadays. I'm telling you, you have to give your total self, but it's nothing like it. The benefits are there, and if you have a passion for planting seeds in this present generation and the next generation, and you're not thinking about money. Remember Marion Wright Edelman, the founder of the Children's Defense Fund, said, never alone work for money. For money alone will not put you to sleep at night. It will not give you peace. But you want to give service to the world and make it a better place than how you found it. Okay. Keep on working and enjoying this weekend, and try to teach others informally by your example.